Good morning. How are you? And I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm just here to pop in again to talk a little bit more about those all important rituals of connections, rituals of love, habits, great habits that successful couples have, maybe without even realizing it. And it starts with you, and it will be worth all of your time, all of your energy. So let me just drop right in because surprisingly, these morning rituals of connection are they take maybe a second or two or a minute. But you've heard, I'm sure we've heard how important it is to start our day off right. And I'm not just talking about making sure you have breakfast. There's tons and tons of research and great advice on how exactly to start your morning off to the right way. And it's key to being successful. It's key to meeting your goals and showing up to your fullest potential, whether it's at home or at work in your career. And these morning habits, these mindful mornings, are self-care practices, self-care for yourself and self-care for your relationship. And they do play a powerful role in ensuring that you have the very, very best connection and interaction and life possible with your partner. So, if we know that morning rituals work for us, why wouldn't they transfer and work for the relationship? And you know what? They do. So let me just jump right on here. Let's get started. And it starts, yes, it does. It starts before you even open your eyes in the morning. Going forth tomorrow, let's see if you can put these into play. And it's okay if you're already up and out and on out the door, or in front of Facebook or a Zoom meeting or working with colleagues. You can do this right up. Doesn't require anything. Okay, just the mindset, just the habit. So we're talking about a ritual of love. And when you start off in the morning, we're not talking about sex, but if you want it, you can have it. I'm talking about rituals of love that are one of the most important and effective actions that you can take toward keeping your relationship on track. And what do they look like? It's okay. We talked about putting and starting your day off on a positive note, right? Because we know that, at least I personally know, that starting the day off in a bad way just seems to derail. Those where you missed the alarm and you've overslept and now you're just bounding and you're rushed and you're frustrated and you're trying to throw food on the table, or, you know, hyper compressing the schedule because you've missed out some of that prep time. So, starting a ritual of love means we start off being a little bit more mindful and rising maybe a little bit before our alarm clock, knowing what we want to accomplish. And that's just do the mindset now, today, before we go to bed tomorrow, tonight, before we rise. What do you want to do? How do you want to connect? What is your intention with your spouse? So let's focus on that relationship. Let's focus on the person that you want to connect with and be intentional and create a bond that is timeless, right? So if you live together, the wake up ritual might be as simple as rolling over and giving them a kiss before you jump out of the bed. Maybe hit the alarm, roll over, give them a kiss, and then get going, right? But maybe morning breath's not your thing. That's okay. A snuggle, an arm rub, that's good too. A hug before you get out of bed. Or maybe they get to sleep in and you're the first one rising. So it's just maybe a little just gentle kiss on the forehead, something, an action that lets them know, boom, you're important. And then you start your day. If you're living apart or you guys have business travel, you can get creative with texts or sending each other a little note or an emoji or a funny GIF before each morning. It's that mindful connection, habit, ritual, whatever you want to call it. But you get to decide, because again, it's always going to look different for each couple, for each individual. You have your style, you have the way that you guys like to show up for each other. Okay. So, what's that take? That kiss, that snuggle, that rubbing on the arm, or sending the quick note of "I love you. I hope you had a good night's sleep." What? Seconds, probably. Maybe a few minutes if you're either like me that write copious text messages or, go digging around for the very best GIF. Okay. But really, it's very, very short, quick, but it's powerful. Your return on your investment or the ROI for those seconds or those minutes is priceless. And you know what? We may never know, you may never know how these simple but connecting morning rituals, these wake up moments, prevented, the drift in a relationship where life and kids get in between and, affairs, emotional affairs start, or other types of activities that kind of draw us away, both physically and emotionally. Okay? So, what I do know that by doing these simple morning rituals of connection, of love, you are going to have a more rewarding, more connected morning. You're and I really do believe it carries forward throughout the day. It's going to put a smile on your face. It's going to give you warm feelings. It's going to definitely give them warm feelings. And if you have kids or critters, when you're doing these little gestures, you are actually demonstrating to them a daily lesson, a really important lesson of how to show up right, how to show up loving, whether it's to your spouse or your partner, that's also to them. So you're leaving a legacy of love and connecting. So it's a win win, right? So I'm going to pop off now. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to have you try out tomorrow. Try it out tomorrow. Practice one of these rituals of connections. Drop it in the comments below. Share with us what worked. How did it feel? Right. And if you need a reminder, maybe you get your phone, okay, and when your alarm goes off, on the alarm also says something like, connect or kiss or whatever you decide to do. So it's there on the phone. So there's no excuses. I know we have busy days, and I want you to remember, I want you to be successful. So use whatever props, supports, resource that you have to remind you to do the things that you want to do to show up in your relationship, to show up in your marriage. All right. Take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.